High School welcomes you to Mustang Arena for Varsity Girls Volleyball Competition. Please welcome our guests from Southlake High School. They are the Eagles. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Before we begin our game this evening, we ask that you please stand as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now, let's meet the teams. We'll begin with our guests from Southlake, and we'll start with their reserves. Number 2, Kaylee Elder. Number 4, Lindy Petty. Number 3, Alex Schmidt. Number 10, Brianna CRUZ. Number 10, Emily Lowry. And number 13, Allie Kidder. The starting libero for the Eagles is senior number 1, Maddie Perez. Starting on the court, serving first, senior setter number 6, Sydney Benson. Serving second is senior outside hitter and team captain number 9, Kylie Brooks. Third in the rotation for the Eagles is senior middle hitter number 12, Lizzy Franklin. Fourth in the rotation for Southlake, senior right side hitter number 16, Jordan Milburn. Fifth in the rotation for Southlake, sophomore outside hitter number 14, Kennedy Kelly. Serving sixth for Southlake, sophomore middle hitter number 8, Lindsay Mayer. And the head coach of the Eagles, Kim Smith, and assistant coach, Cece Vargas. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Starting with their reserves, number 8, Adiana Hall. Number 9, Juliet Rodriguez. The starting libero for the Mustangs is junior, 5'5", number 1, number 16, Jenna Japak. Serving first for the Mustangs is junior, 5'5", setter, number 1, Emily Harris. Second in the rotation for the Mustangs, 5'3", sophomore outside hitter, number 5, DANIYA Jackson. Third in the rotation for the Mustangs, 5'8", senior middle blocker, number 13, Ariel Welch. Serving fourth for the Mustangs, junior, 5'7", right side hitter, number 2, Madeline Holmes. Fifth in the rotation for the Mustangs, 5'6", junior, right side hitter, number 12, Cassidy Palmer. And finally for the Mustangs, serving sixth, senior, middle hitter, the 5'5", number 7, SHANIA SYLVAIN. The Mustangs are coached by Heather Lorenz with assistant coach Eddie Barreau. The officials for tonight's game are from the Florida Professional Officials Association here in Orlando. We thank them for their dedicated service to our high school athletic programs and join them along with our participating schools, reminding everyone to make great sportsmanship a part of this and every athletic competition. For those of you who are here in the arena, if you have friends and family back home who are not able to join us in person tonight, make sure you let them know that we are streaming this game live on both YouTube and the NFHS network. Again, that is YouTube. The channel name is Wekiva Sports. And we also will be live streaming on the NFHS network. And a special welcome to those of you joining us on our live stream tonight. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs. I am joined tonight, as I have been consistently since the very beginning, 14 years ago, by Neil Fisher of the Apopka Chief, and we are ready to bring you coverage of tonight's varsity volleyball competition. The Eagles have the opening service of set number 1, leading the rotation, Sydney Benson.
That's right, Mark, and we get underway here with Benson putting the ball in play.
And a little miscommunication there will put the first point on the board for the Eagles.
So, again, the starting lineup, if you just joined us, Benson, the setter, number 6, leading off. Number 2, Kylie Brooks, the outside hitter and captain. Number 9, number 3, as the ball is put into play, Lizzie Franklin, middle blocker. Number 4, as Southlake takes a 2-0 lead. Serving 4 will be Jordan Milburn. She's the right side player. Number 16. Number 5, Kennedy Kelly, as we get a serving error. Kennedy Kelly, number 5, the outside hitter, and rounding out the serving lineup in the starting 6, Lindsay Mayer, middle blocker, number 8. Wekiva starts off with Jenna J-Pack, a junior outside hitter, and Southlake takes the point as the ball is hit out of bounds.
Jordan Milburn on the kill. Service goes to the Eagles. Next in the rotation for Southlake, Kylie Brooks.
So as Brooks gets ready here, the rest of the Wekiva starting lineup. Number 5, DANIYA Jackson, outside hitter. Ball put into play by Brooks, and she's going to get a unforced error. They're serving it too long.
Service back to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 5, DANIYA Jackson.
Jackson puts the ball in play. She will be followed by Ariel Welch, middle blocker. Madeline Holmes, right side player, junior. Cassidy Palmer, right side player as well. In rounding out the starting 6 in the serving lineup, SHANIA SYLVAIN, middle blocker.
Kill by number 14, Kennedy Kelly. Service back to the Eagles. Serving as libero for Southlake, number 1, Maddie Perez.
A 4-2 lead being held here by Southlake. And doing the serving for the Eagles will be Lizzie Franklin, middle blocker, and she creates an unforced error there, 4-3 now.
Service back to the Mustangs. Serving as libero for Wekiva, number 16, Jenna J-Pack. Southlake kill by number 16, Jordan Milburn. Her second tonight. Service back to the Eagles. Checking into the game for Southlake, number 13, Allie Kidder. And she will have the next service.
So Southlake comes in at 7-1. They run a 5-1 offense. That simply means there's one setter and 5 other players that the setter passes to. Ball put into play over the middle. Harris sets up the right side and a slam and kill. 5-4.
Mustang kill by number 2, Madeline Holmes.
Is Harris one?
Madeline Holmes will also have the next service for the Mustangs.
Looking for the ball, put into play here, and an ace.
Ace for Holmes.
We are tied at 5-5 from Mustang Gymnasium. Just right next to State Road 429 in Apopka. I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. The Southlake Eagles are the visiting team. Wekiva Mustangs the home team. As Holmes serves again, a solid serve into the middle. And action in the middle. Harris with the set. And ball hit out of bounds.
Service returns to the Eagles. Next in the rotation for Southlake, number 14, Kennedy Kelly.
So Kennedy Kelly, the outside hitter, will go to work here as the server. Serve into play, into the middle. Over on the left side. Back over the net. At the net, action and
they're going to call. Eagles called into the net. Service back to the Mustangs. Checking into the game for the Eagles, number 4, Lindy Petty.
So
next to serve for the Mustangs is number 12, Cassidy Palmer.
So Palmer gets ready to set. There is the serve. There is the serve. We are tied at 6-6, first set. First team to 25. Southlake.
Kill by Kylie Brooks. Service back to the Eagles. Next in the rotation is number 8, Lindsay Mayer.
And so Varsity is best out of 5, first team to 25. Here's the serve by Mayer. All sets are first to 25, except for the last one. That's 15, and 2 points in a row now for Southlake.
Kill by number 6, Sydney Benson.
This is the second time these two teams are playing. Southlake took 25-9, 25-11 victory. They played back about 2 weeks ago. Serve into play. Over on the left side. Swung back to the right. Hits the net, but gets over. At the middle. And Southlake.
Kill by Lizzie Franklin.
Slams that ball straight down in front of the middle of the Wekiva defense.
Right now, the Eagles leading the Mustangs in kills 6-1. 6 of their 9 points coming from kills.
And we continue the action now in the middle of the net, and that ball was inbounds.
Kill by Kylie Brooks. Yeah, the Mustangs thought that was going to fly away, and it stayed in, so they just watched it sail by.
Yeah, caught the corner about a quarter of an inch inbounds there. Mayer back on the serve, 3 dribbles. A pause, and she slams the ball into play. Coming over to the right side of the Mustangs. They get it over the net. Southlake with an opportunity to force the action here, and they not only force the action, but
tip kill by
the
Kylie
point.
Brooks. Her third tonight.
So Franklin back on the serve, and unforced error out of bounds. No, that is an ace. An ace there, catching the left sideline on the right side.
Lindsay Mayer picks up the ace for the Eagles.
Mayer again with the serve into the middle. Set up there. Nice job, and Wekiva breaks that streak of 6 in a row. Nice soft tip there from the left side.
Mustang kill by number 5, DANIYA Jackson. Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 7, SHANIA SYLVAIN.
And SYLVAIN, the middle blocker, hits the ball back into action. Not the best serve, but gets in bounds. Falls off the net. And
and some poor communication there. Southlake just not able to get it over in 3, and the Mustangs will pick up a freebie here. They now close the gap to 4 points, 8-12 the score.
SYLVAIN again, and unfortunately, just one of those things, had that bad serve there.
Service returns to the Eagles, but first, checking back into the game for Southlake, number 16, Jordan Milburn. Next to serve is number 6, Sydney Benson.
Benson, the setter, 3 dribbles, puts the ball up, hits it over to the right side. Some action out of bounds, bring the ball back in over the net, and at the net, over, and a point for Southlake, 14-8.
Kill by Lizzie Franklin, off of the assist from Maddie Perez. Sydney Benson now serving at the top of the rotation.
Ball in play on the right side once again. Southlake has served the ball predominantly to the right side of the Wekiva defense. This time, though, Wekiva with the slam and the kill.
Mustang kill by number 13, Ariel Welch.
And so
service back to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva is number 1, Emily Harris.
And so Wekiva has stayed close enough to still be able to make a rally here, put a streak together. 14-9. Harris taking her time. Actually, we got a stoppage as the referees are checking to make sure all the information remains accurate. Take this time, again, we mentioned this last week in our opener. This is only the second home game for Wekiva, but just about 24 hours before that opener, Heather Lorenz took over as the head coach. She replaced Craig College, who, due to some personal commitments, and that's not a negative personal commitment. He's just got a lot going on in his life.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we want to congratulate him on the birth of his new baby. So he is a new father and also just picked up a new job. Of course, nobody is a high school head coach full-time. All of our coaches, if they're not teachers here on campus at Wekiva, hold down full-time jobs. And so he has got a lot going on in his life and decided that it was the right thing for him and his family, particularly with the additional health risks that are going on this season and the fact that he has a newborn at home, decided to step away from Wekiva volleyball for this year, although he hopes to be a part of it again if the opportunity should present itself. So we, of course, know he's very much loved by the Wekiva volleyball team, and we hope he has a chance to serve with them again. But again, it's very good that Coach Lorenz was there and available and ready and willing to step in and keep some continuity going for the Mustangs here as they pick up a free point as South Lakes makes a rare stumble.
14-10. Harris puts the ball back into play. Action in the middle, on the right side.
What an attack, and what an even better dig. Lizzie Franklin was sure she had that one. Honestly, I was too.
And another attempt by Southlake. This time it's successful.
Kylie Brooks gets the kill for the Eagles. Her fourth tonight.
Palmer hitting the ball backwards into the net.
Brooks will also have the next service. But first, checking into the game, Kennedy Kelly returns for Lindy Petty.
So Benson dribbling the ball. Brooks dribbling the ball. Jump serve, and that's going to have way too much mustard there. Wekiva catching a break with that unforced error.
Service returns to Wekiva. Next in the rotation for the Mustangs is number 5, DANIYA Jackson.
Wekiva remaining close enough, 15-11. Ball put in play by Jackson. Good job by Southlake to dig it up, and an even better return, cross serve there, getting by the Wekiva back line.
Eagles kill by number 16, Jordan Milburn, her third tonight. Service returns to Southlake. Serving as libero for the Eagles, Maddie Perez.
So what we were going to say here as Perez sets up is LINDSEY is a team that does have a lot of talent. They just need to realize it and really get that experience of being in that position of understanding they have the talent. Quick whistle there, Southlake point.
Interesting idea there by Emily Harris, but it's called for a back row attack, and that automatically awards the point to the Eagles.
So also, Wekiva's made a switch as the ball's put into play here. Jenna J-Pack has switched to libero, and Emily Harris has switched to setter. The number one.
Lindsay Mayer wins the battle at the net. So Eagles lead by 7.
And we are at Mustang Gymnasium as Perez puts the ball into play, comes up. As Wekiva sets up and, well, almost got a point there for Wekiva. On the right side, back into the middle.
Good looking attack there from Harris, but that was from Welch. Free ball settled for, and we have a whistle. And it looks like we've got a net call. Eagles called into the net, and service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva is going to be number 16, Jenna J-Pack.
Yeah, and again, J-Pack was originally, when the season started, the outside hitter. She has moved to libero.
Mustangs called out of rotation, side out to the Eagles. Checking into the game for Southlake, number 13, Allie Kidder. And she will also have the next service.
So Lorenz talked a lot about this team actually having quite a bit of experience in terms of the year. Almost everybody on this team was on the team last year, but they were on the team as freshmen and sophomores. And so there's still some physical maturity going on as Perez puts the ball into play and Wekiva does not return.
Allie Kidder with the service ace, and the Mustangs will request their first timeout of set number 1. Timeout, Mustangs.
And
We'll be right back.
welcome back.
Welcome back to Mustang Arena. 20-12, the Eagles lead here in the first varsity set. Madeline Holmes had a good look there, and it is going to stick. Madeline Holmes with the Mustangs kill.
A good crossing shot there from Holmes, getting the Southlake player to move across the body, trying to hit that across the body.
Holmes also has the next service for Wekiva.
Holmes, the right side player, will put the ball into action. And unfortunately, too much action. The ball goes out of bounds.
Service returns to the Eagles, 21 serving 13 for number 14, Kennedy Kelly.
We are at Mustang Gymnasium. I am Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. We are at set 1. Southlake Eagles out of Groveland, the visiting team taking on the Wekiva Mustangs. Ball put into play, and it's going to be Wekiva point.
Yeah, rare misstep there as Lindsay Mayer punches it a little too hard. Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 12, Cassidy Palmer.
And imagine a radial dial, Wekiva on your left dial, Southlake on your right dial, and wow.
Cassidy Palmer with an ace.
Yeah, that counts as an ace there, although that was definitely more Southlake making a mistake than Wekiva forcing the action. Nonetheless, 21-15, as the ball is put back into play by Palmer. Does a good job giving her teammates an opportunity to set up for the return. Unfortunately for Wekiva, Southlake had to put the ball where there was no return.
Kylie Brooks picks up her 5th kill of the night. Service returns to the Eagles. Next in the rotation will be number 8, Lindsay Mayer.
And again, you can see there that Lindsay Mayer definitely belongs in a volleyball uniform on the taller side. And unfortunately for Southlake, she did not get much on that ball, and an unforced error makes the score 22-16.
Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva is number 7, SHANIA SYLVAIN.
SYLVAIN, middle blocker. And, might have been better leaving that ball go, let that ball land there. Nonetheless, Southlake comes up with the point. A great slam down and kill.
Sydney Benson on the Eagles kill, her 2nd tonight. Service returns to Southlake. Checking into the game for the Eagles, number 16, Jordan Milburn. And next to serve will be number 6, Sydney Benson.
So as Benson sets up here, dribbling the ball, puts the ball into play. Wekiva, at least if you look at the records, winning only 1 game. Southlake 7-1 would certainly be the underdog. Nonetheless, they have provided a pretty stiff challenge here to Southlake. It does look, though, now like Southlake is going to finally prevail, force their will, 24-16.
Kylie Brooks on the kill, her 6th tonight. Set point, Eagles.
And so Brooks will serve for set point. Puts the ball into play on the back line. And confusion there by Wekiva. Not sure who exactly was supposed to take that. Results in the ball being hit the wrong way.
That takes us to the end of the first set. 25-16 is the final score of set number 1. And the Eagles take a 1-0 lead for the match over the Mustangs.
And so we will return with set 2. Southlake takes that first set by 25-16. I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. This is the Wekiva Mustangs Athletic Network.
Welcome back to Mustang Arena. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here with Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief as the Eagles took a 25-16 victory in the first set. They now lead the match 1-0, and we are ready to get started with set number 2.
Yes, we are live from Mustang Gymnasium.
The Mustangs have the opening service of set number 2. Leading the rotation for Wekiva is number 1, Emily Harris.
So as we get ready for set 2, the starting lineup for Wekiva as Harris puts it in. Harris, of course, Madeline Holmes.
And the Eagles will start the second set with a kill by number 12, Lizzie Franklin. That's her first of this set and her third of the match. Service to the Eagles for the first time of the second set. Leading the rotation is number 6, Sydney Benson.
So for Wekiva, Harris, Holmes, Palmer, Welch, JPEC, and Abiana Hall. Those are your starters.
Benson with an ace.
And as Benson gets ready to serve here to look to increase the lead 3-0, Southlake counters with Perez, Benson, Mayer, Brooks, Lowry, and Franklin. In the meantime, ball put into play. Wekiva returns it back to Southlake in the middle. At the net, hits the
That was
net.
good look at the net there. That was by Ariel Welch, but Lizzie Franklin gets the kill. That's her fourth tonight.
So as Benson gets ready to serve here, she'll dribble the ball 3 times and puts the ball into play. Wekiva really should be a big underdog when you look at the fact they've only won 1 game, and Southlake is 7-1.
And here we're going to have Emily Harris called with a double hit.
Unfortunately, just a little too much action on that ball. But as far as the underdog, as the ball's put back into play, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Third ace for Sydney Benson.
Wekiva did give Southlake a fairly stiff challenge in that first set. The final score was 25-16. Ball in play, hit in the back line, coming up to the net. Set up by Harris. And sixth consecutive point by Southlake. So Wekiva actually, that first set, the score was 6-6. Southlake scored 7 consecutive points as we're going to get an unforced error.
Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 5, DANIYA Jackson.
Jackson puts the ball into play in the middle of the Southlake defense. From the left, into the middle. We're going to get set up here by Harris. Attempted slam, not hard. Easy to handle, set back. Soft tip, and
BRIANA CRUZ on the Eagles' kill.
Yeah, the soft kill there.
Checking into the game for the Eagles, number 3, Alex Schmitz.
And so after Wekiva gave up the 7 consecutive points, the score was 13-6 in favor of Southlake. Wekiva did then cut the lead back to 4. The rest of the match saw the league switch between 4 and 8. So a fairly stiff challenge provided by Wekiva. Southlake's going to set up the attack here. Great dig there.
Solo
by
kill
Harris.
opportunity, but yeah, you're right. That was Jenna J-Pack that came up with the dig there. Not able to get it that time, though, as kill in the books are seconds tonight for BRIANA CRUZ.
So now, unfortunately for Wekiva Nation, we are starting to see Southlake exert its that they are the better team here. Wekiva has had some very good attacks, some very good sets, just not as good as Southlake. And we're going to go to 9-1 now. I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi at Mustang Gymnasium in Apopka, Florida, just next to the 429. Set 2 of varsity action. Southlake holding a 9-1 lead here in the second set. As the ball is put back into play.
Boy, that was real hot, and good on J-Pack for being able to pass that one, and then Harris helped her out. Tip attempt by Franklin won't go. Free ball coming back to the Eagles. Another tip attempt. This one sticks. And that is Sydney Benson with the assist to Lizzie Franklin for the kill. That's Franklin's 5th kill tonight, and the Mustangs will take their first timeout of set number 2. We'll be back in a moment.
Gymnasium. I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi on the call. Southlake exerting itself here in the second set as the ball is put back into play.
Service ace in the books for the Eagles, courtesy of Kylie Brooks. That's her first ace tonight.
Southlake holding an 11-1 lead. They took set one, a fairly stiff challenge provided by Wekiva, 25-16. Brooks puts the ball into play, action in the middle, and Welch just unable to get lined up with that attempt.
Yeah, that one not an ace because the Mustangs had the initial pass under control, but then had an attack error. Eagles lead the Mustangs 7-1 in, that's aces, not kills.
Both teams use a 5-1 set as we get another serve. This one goes into the net, a break for Wekiva. Cuts the score to 12-2.
Service returns to the Mustangs. Serving as libero for Wekiva, Jenna Japak.
And as Japak serves the ball here, Kim Smith is the coach of Southlake. And she really got her team together.
Schmidt
there.
Nearly got that one, and then Holmes saved it. Good looking attack from Franklin. A better dig there from Jackson. Mustangs settle for a free ball going the other direction. Battle at the nets. And they're going to call a back row attack against the Eagles. Mustangs will pick up the point there. Cuts the lead to 9.
12-3 score. Japak puts the ball back into play, and just a little too long there. Hit the line, actually.
Service returns to the Eagles. Next in the rotation for Southlake is number 12, Lizzie Franklin.
So not only is Southlake 7-1, about a third of the way through the season, actually about a half. The season is abbreviated as the ball gets back into action.
Yeah, that is something really remarkable about this season as the Mustangs pick up a freebie here. Side out to Wekiva. Next in the rotation for the Mustangs, number 2, Madeline Holmes. And as I was just starting to say there, Neil, one of the remarkable things about this season, it's only about 4 weeks long in regular season play.
Yeah, Southlake is not only 7-1, but they've won 21 out of 27 sets. And Southlake with the kill there. Brooks doing the honors.
Kylie Brooks picks up her 7th kill of the night. Service returns to the Eagles. Checking into the game for Southlake, number 16, Jordan Milburn. Also into the game for Southlake, number 13, Allie Kidder.
And to Wekiva's situation, we've mentioned a number of times that Heather Lorenz took over about a day before the season opener. Craig Howley steps down as we get the serve here. But they've only had 2 practices under Lorenz. She was an assistant. So as we get a point here by Wekiva.
Madeline Holmes on the Mustangs kill, her 3rd tonight. Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva will be number 12, Cassidy Palmer.
So as Wekiva is only 2 practices under Lorenz, she of course was an assistant, so certainly the team was familiar. However, it does take some adjustment when the assistant moves to head coach.
Mustangs gained a little ground with Holmes' most recent kill. They now trail 5-21 in kills.
Japak unable to get that ball moving straight. Leads now back up to 15-6. I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. We are at Mustangs Gymnasium.
Checking in to serve for the Eagles is number 11, Emily Lowry.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Lowry, the outside hitter. Couple of dribbles, puts the ball into play. Nice dig.
Nearly gets the ace. Mustangs barely managed to recover from that one. Ooh, not a great pass there. And the Mustangs unable to take advantage of it as Harris sends it right back to them. But then a short attack. Kylie Brooks a little late there on the motion. And that'll be an attack error. Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva will be number 7, SHANIA SYLVAIN.
SYLVAIN, middle blocker. So Wekiva will play next at Cornerstone. That's the 29th, as unfortunately we get a service error.
Service returns to the Eagles. Next in the rotation for Southlake is number 8, Lindsay Mayer.
And as I was saying, the last time Mayer came up, she certainly looks like a volleyball player. You can see she is on the taller side. This time she uses the height to get the ball over the net. Good dig by Wekiva. And Southlake had an opportunity, but an unforced error. They were sending the ball too long.
Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 1, Emily Harris.
16-8. Ball put into play. In the middle, now over to the right, and we get a whistle.
Mustangs are called into the net. Service returns to the Eagles. Next in the rotation for Southlake. First, we'll have a substitution. Checking into the game for Southlake, number 6, Sydney Benson. And also returning to the game for the Eagles, number 10, BRIANA CRUZ.
Quick look at Wekiva's schedule.
Next to serve, Sydney Benson.
Next look, Cornerstone on the 29th, Boone on the 30th, and Lake Howell Invitational. That's a tournament on the 3rd as Wekiva receives the call. Southlake hits it back over. Opportunity for Wekiva to set up an attack here. They go soft.
Yep, tip there by Ariel Welch is handled. Bad placement, and it is going to fall in Mustang territory, but they will benefit from a free ball. There comes Ariel Welch on the Mustang kill.
Wekiva taking advantage of that soft tip. That not only was a soft tip, but it was right into their wheelhouse, the middle of the net.
That's Welch's second kill tonight. Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 5, DANIYA Jackson.
Jackson, sophomore, outside hitter. Serves the ball over the net into the middle. Oh, a slam.
Sydney Benson sets up Lizzie Franklin for the Eagles kill. That's Franklin's 6th kill tonight. Service returns to Southlake. Checking into the game for the Eagles, number 3, Alex Schmitz.
And
next to serve for Southlake is number 9, Kylie Brooks.
So Brooks with several dribbles. Pause, throws the ball up, jump serve. Harris with the dig. Back over to the Southlake side.
Just barely stays in bounds. Brooks makes a wise decision to return that one. And we're going to get a whistle here. It looks like they're going to call a double hit against the Mustangs.
19-9, Southlake in front. Kylie Brooks with the serve. She's an outside hitter. This is the second set. Southlake leading 1-0.
Kylie Brooks picks up the service ace for the Eagles. That's her second ace tonight, and we'll pause for a timeout. The Mustangs request their second timeout of set number 2. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Mustang Arena. A 20-9 lead for the Eagles as Kylie Brooks comes off of an ace on the previous service.
And Southlake is also leading 1-0. Jump serve. In and out of the hands of Harris. Just too much mustard for her to handle.
Brooks with her third ace of the night. And here you can see, Neil, 23-6, the Eagles leading in kills. We've seen a lot of great action tonight. 2 kills in the books for Sydney Benson, 7 for Kylie Brooks, 2 for BRIANA CRUZ, 6 for Lizzie Franklin, 4 for Jordan Milburn.
Jump serve again for Brooks, and a quick whistle. 23
Mustangs called out of rotation. Point to the Eagles, 22 serving 9.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those mistakes, not just like running into the net. That's somewhat understandable when you get several players at the net, but out of rotation on the court as well as out of rotation for the serve. So also want to point out, we have not had an opportunity to say this, but Lois Concepcion was the starter at the beginning of the season in the setter position. She was only able to play 5 games. She did have some personal commitment. For those of you who have been listening since we started, there was a change with Jenna Japak and Emily Harris. That was the reason they had to replace the original starter as we get the ball put back into play. And Wekiva unable to really do any attacking, just get the ball over. And
it is out of bounds. And now we have just 2 points away from a 2-set lead for the Eagles.
It's best of 5 here at the varsity level. First team up to 25 for sets 1 through 4. Jump set for Brooks, and a little too much mustard that time.
Service returns to the Mustangs. 10 serving 23 now, and next in the rotation for Wekiva to serve as libero will be number 16, Jenna Japak.
Japak getting ready with the serve. On your radio dial, Wekiva is on the left, Southlake on the right. Ball put into play by Japak, and whoa, good call there. No, that was it. That was in for Wekiva.
Japak with the ace. Yeah, the Eagles watched that one go by. It was close, and they decided to take their chances, gambled and lost. And so Japak earns an ace.
Yeah, and you probably could hear in my voice there, I thought the ball was out of bounds too, but hey, you're Wekiva, you take those points. As they say, any which way you can get them. As the ball's in play, Japak again on that back line. It's going to go out of bounds, trying to hit that Holmes backwards.
Service returns to the Eagles. Set point, Southlake. Next to serve will be Lizzie Franklin.
And so the next point, as Franklin puts it into play, scored by Southlake, will not only win the second match, but give Southlake a 2-0 lead. From the back now, Brooks trying to hit it over. Oh, couldn't quite catch the break that time. Falls out of bounds.
Service returns to the Mustangs. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a deflection and was going to go in Southlake's favor, but nobody touched it. Madeline Holmes is next in the rotation for Wekiva.
Holmes, right side hitter, junior. And see if Wekiva can stave off going down 2-0. And yes, they will as the ball goes too long there. Good idea to hit that corner, but too much mustard. So Holmes will continue serving. 24-13, set point. Southlake holding a 1-0 set lead as Holmes put the ball into play at the net. Soft tip, beautiful idea by Mayer, followed by beautiful execution.
Kill by number 8, Lindsay Mayer, her second of the night, and that takes us to the end of set number 2. 25-13 is the final score of the second set, and the Eagles take a 2-0 lead for the match over the Mustangs. We'll be back with more Mustang action and Eagle action from Mustang Arena after a brief intermission.
Welcome back to Mustang Gymnasium. I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. We begin set 3. Southlake holding a 2-0 lead. And Wekiva will take the first point of the third set there.
Service to the Mustangs for the first time of set number 3. Leading the rotation for Wekiva is number 1, Emily Harris.
And so the starting lineups, Harris for Wekiva. Harris as they score the second point. Have Harris, Holmes, Hall, Palmer, Welch, and JPEC for Wekiva. Southlake counters with Maddie Perez.
Emily Harris with a Mustang ace.
Southlake counters with Maddie Perez, Alex Schmidt, Cindy Betson, Lindsay Mayer, Kylie Brooks, Brianna CRUZ, and Lizzie Franklin. Wekiva breaks out to a 3-0 lead, and as Mark just pointed out, an ace. Not seen a lot of those tonight. In the meantime, Southlake digging, getting the ball back to the Wekiva side, set up there by Harris, and immediately returned to sender.
Eagles block by number 12, Lizzie Franklin. Service to the Eagles. Kylie Brooks has the next service for Southlake.
So on your radio dial, as Brooks gets ready to serve, there is the serve. Wekiva is on your left dial, Southlake on the right dial.
Service returns to the Mustangs. Next in the rotation for Wekiva, number 5, DANIYA Jackson.
Jackson, a sophomore. And the right side there, and down and dirty.
Kills
Harris
by number 10, BRIANA CRUZ. That's her first of this set, her third of the night. Next to serve for Southlake, number 12, Lizzie Franklin.
Harris unable to dig that ball out, and Franklin puts the ball into play. Their scores of the first set was 25-16, 25-13 for the second. And the score is now 4-3 as Franklin returns to the baseline for a serve. And she did not get anything on that. A break for Wekiva, much needed break.
Service returns to the Mustangs, serving as libero for Wekiva, number 16, Jenna JPEC.
JPEC moving into the libero position. And she's going to score a point for Wekiva, ups the score 6-3, an ace.
Ace in the books for JPEC. That's her second ace tonight.
There's a whistle from the refs. JPEC puts the ball in play. Whoa, Southlake with some trouble getting that ball over, but they do. And ball into the net.
Just poor placement on the pass there by Holmes. Service returns to the Eagles. Next in the first checking into the game for Southlake will be number 16, Jordan Milburn. Also into the game for the Eagles, number 13, Allie Kidder to relieve Brianna CRUZ, and Kidder will serve next.
I'm Neil Fisher along with Mark Barchi. This is Mustang Gymnasium in Apopka, Florida, next to State Route 429. As we get a serve, ball put back into play. Wekiva trailing 2-0 in 6-4, but holds a 6-4 lead in the third set. Make that 6-5 as Southlake finds the middle of the defense.
Lindsay Mayer picks up her fourth kill of the night.
For those of you who have not looked at Wekiva's schedule, this is going to be a fast-moving season, about 4 weeks to play 15 games. Wekiva, as the ball is put back into play, has only had 2 opportunities to practice since the season opened.
Marilyn Holmes with a Mustang kill.
Well-placed ball there along the left sideline.
Holmes will also have the next service for Wekiva. And that will very slightly improve the deficit that the Mustangs have in kills. They now trail 26-7 in that statistic. As this serve goes into the net, service back to the Eagles. Checking into the game for Southlake, number 11, Emily Lowry. And she will also have the next service.
So Lowry, an outside hitter for Southlake, who comes in 7-1. They run a 5-1. Harris with the return, setting up the return, and just didn't get anything underneath that ball, and we are tied at 7-7. Serve again, jump serve. Harris again, sets it up, back into the middle, can't convert, into the net. And Southlake takes the lead for the first time in the third set, 8-7.
I started to wonder if maybe either the Eagles had run out of gas or the Mustangs had found a second wind, and now it seems that Southlake has gotten their act together for the third set.
As we get
an ace in the books for Emily Lowry.
So Lowry, the outside hitter, goes back to the jump serve. And Wekiva having some difficulty there setting it up. They get it over, though. And the dump
Kylie
shot.
Brooks got bailed out there by Kidder, and then she was able to convert the kill. Kylie Brooks picks up her 8th kill there.
5 consecutive points scored by Southlake. Jump serve again by Lowry. Got to get the ball over on this attempt. Wekiva does, but that gives a free setup here for Southlake. Return to sender. Back over to Wekiva's side, set up there by Harris. Nice job. And we're going to get another attempt from the left side.
Kylie Brooks on the attack, and it will convert. That was Kylie Brooks. Picks up kill number 9 for the night.
That will make the score 11-7. Mentioned Southlake comes in with a 7-1 record. Wekiva's won only 1 game. They've been close in a couple of those matches. As Southlake goes back to the attack from the right side, Harris returns it back for the setup. Wekiva unable to really get a solid attack. Free setup for Southlake.
Attack there by Mayer is handled by J-Pack. We'll try a solo kill from Jackson, but Lowry is there and ready for it. Just inside the antenna, Milburn gets the attack in. Not going to happen anything there, and I'm not quite sure where Abiana Hall thought that was going to go. Going for an underhanded attack that close to the net.
Yeah, well, she was moving forward. Probably very difficult for her to be able to get some muscle on that.
Ace for Emily Lowry. That's her second tonight.
And so with Lowry at the serve, Southlake has now scored 8 consecutive points. They lead 2-0 in sets. We are at Mustang Gymnasium and make that 14-7 in set 3 as the ace is scored.
Lowry picks up another ace. That makes it 2 in a row and 3 overall for her.
So Lowry likes to do the jump serve. Didn't really get up very high that time, but still effective.
Comes back and makes the pass, and a tip is just not enough from Kylie Brooks, and that'll result in a quadruple hit. Service returns to the Mustangs.
The ball came right back into
next in the rotation for Wekiva, Cassidy Palmer.
So Palmer, right side hitter, puts the ball into play, and a slam there by Brooks.
Kylie Brooks on the Eagles kill. Her 10th tonight. Service back to Southlake. Serving as libero is Lindy Petty.
So the lead is now 15-8. Southlake also leading 2-0. Ball put into play. Best of 5 sets at Varsity.
Cassidy Palmer a little too hot on that attack. It goes out of bounds. And now the Eagles are on something of a roll here after trailing early in the third set.
Yeah, they were down 6-3. They've scored 10 of the last 15 points.
Good look there from Jackson. Eagles were ready for it, though. Here
Right.
comes Milburn, and Holmes has the dig.
And
over to Jackson again, and we've got Jordan Milburn wins the battle at the net. Her 5th kill tonight. And so the service streak for Lindy Petty stays alive.
Defensive specialist Petty puts the ball into play. Wekiva, opportunity here. Just gets it over the net.
Hall had a good look there, but the Eagles were ready for it. There comes a punch from Kylie Brooks. That one a little too hot, though. And service returns to the Mustangs. Serving next for Wekiva.
So the score was tied 7-7.
Serving next for Wekiva will be number 8, Abiana Hall.
Southlake has scored 10 of the last 12 points. Certainly need some good serves here from Hall. Into the middle of the net, the floor.
Off speed. Good look there from Franklin, but the Mustangs react quickly. We got a battle going at the net here. Looks like we're going to get a call into the net. And it is the Eagles called into the net. Mustangs will pick up a freebie there. And probably for the best, because I don't know if that had not gone that way, that the Mustangs would have prevailed there based on their positioning.
And Hall, unfortunately for Wekiva, does not get any mustard on that. Goes underneath the net.
Checking into the game for Southlake, number 6, Sydney Benson.
As you like to say, Mark, Wekiva returns the favor there.
And also checking in, BRIANA CRUZ. Next to serve will be Benson.
Benson, the setter. She's had a number of aces tonight, too, as well. Likes to go to a jump serve, not very high this time. And it will still be effective as the point is scored by Southlake.
Sydney Benson picks up the ace for the Eagles. That's her 4th ace tonight.
Benson, 3 steps, jump serve, and handled there by number 12. Soft tip at the net. That's been an effective weapon for Southlake, and they get 1 point closer to winning this match.
Lizzie Franklin on the kill.
So Benson back to the serve here. Handled by Harris, and a quick return by Franklin in the middle. 21-10.
Lizzie Franklin on the kill, and the Mustangs will request their first timeout of set number 3. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Mustang Arena. Eagles in control here, 21-10 the score. And we just saw that a couple of kills in a row there from Lindsey Franklin. Eagles are also doing very well in the service, and they're going to pick up an ace here. That is going to be the 14th ace of the game, and they lead the Mustangs 14-5 in aces. This one is the 5th for Sydney Benson.
Benson, the setter. And she has scored, they've scored 3 straight points now with Benson at serve. Southlake looking to return here, looking to get 1 point closer to victory. Not going to happen this time, though. A little too much mustard and off direction.
And Kylie Brooks on that attack there. It's a little off, and service returns to the Mustangs and Emily Harris.
So mentioned this a couple other times as Harris puts the ball into play. Unfortunately, the setter who started the season.
Yep, she knew she did that the moment she crossed the line, as BRIANA CRUZ is called with the Eagles into the net.
So Harris has moved into the setter position, taking over for Lois Concepcion, who had to leave the team. That was planned before the season started. And a nice drop there. Not the most prettiest of returns, but gets the job done.
Yeah, you could kind of call that a free ball kill. I'm not sure if that's a real thing, but that's effectively what it was, is the Eagles are caught unawares and just watch it drop.
Back to the action here in the middle. Here's setting up, and a nice tip there on that setup by Welch.
Ariel Welch picks up the Mustang kill.
So Wekiva taking a page out of Southlake's book with that soft touch, which is being hit on an angle, and Harris is going to hear a whistle.
Eagles are called out of rotation. Point to the Mustangs.
Harris puts the ball back into play. Wekiva needs some points here, needs them quick. Trailing 2-0 and 22-15 in set 3.
Kylie Brooks picks up the kill for the Eagles. That's her 11th kill tonight. Checking into the game for Southlake, number 3, Alex Schmidt. Next to serve will be number 9, Kylie Brooks.
And as Brooks puts the ball into play, Wekiva lost the first set 25-16 and then 25-13. 2 points away from falling in this one. Ace for Brooks. And
Kylie Brooks picks up her 4th ace of the evening. Set point and match point, Eagles.
So this actually would be the most points, regardless of what happens from here on out. Wekiva scored the most points in any of the 3 sets at 16. Of course, Southlake looking to close this victory out here. They need one more point. The dig by Harris. The tip into the middle, sends it over. Harris again, looking to set up. Wekiva sends it back to Southlake. Southlake looking to put this game away. Harris again got hit there by...
That was Welch, had a good look there, but Brooks was ready for it, and it's dumped over by Sydney Benson. Gets the last word of set number 3. It's a 25-15 win in the 3rd set for the Eagles, and they will take the match 3-0. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out tonight or for joining us online to support your Mustang and Eagle athletes. Again, Mustang fans, we hope that you will join Wekiva on the road coming up September 29th. That is next Tuesday at Cornerstone, Varsity only at 6 o'clock. That will be televised on Facebook Live. Next Wednesday, the Mustangs travel to Boone, and I have it on good authority, they're trying to get that broadcast on NFHS Network. A week from Saturday, they go to the Lake Howell Invitational, and then it will be a week from next Monday will be your next chance to catch them at home. And then we've got 3 home games that week. Ocoee Monday, Apopka Tuesday, and Lake Howell on Thursday to wrap up the home season. Well, Neil, that was, the Mustangs had a few items to hold on to there. As far as momentum, we saw, particularly at the beginning of the 3rd set, that we had some momentum going Wekiva's way, but Southlake is a really, really strong team. They won in straight sets when the Mustangs played them on the road earlier in the season, and so Southlake earns the win. If you were betting the chalk, that's probably what you had, and hopefully the Mustangs are able to get some good experience out of this, playing a team as strong as Southlake as they get ready for a series of road games. It's going to be more than a week. It's going to be almost 2 weeks before the Mustangs are back here at home again.
Yeah, Mark, as you mentioned, the first time these two teams met, it was a 3-0 victory by Southlake. Saw the same tonight. I do think, though, the team, Wekiva, is getting better. We have mentioned this. Of course, this was only our 2nd broadcast, even though Wekiva has now played, I believe it's 8 games, our 2nd home game. But I do think Wekiva is improving, even though the scores were relatively the same. I think, unfortunately for Wekiva, Southlake, of course, was improving too since the last time that they met.
Yeah, absolutely, Neil. Again, Southlake is pretty well renowned as one of the better volleyball programs in the greater Central Florida area. So you put them on your schedule if you want to really test your team and see where you are. And I think Wekiva will certainly get that out of tonight's game.
Yeah, Southlake came in 7-1. Of course, they're now 8-1. The JV team, which also defeated Wekiva in 2 sets, they were 6-2. So certainly the records prove your point of how good they really are. Southlake's one of those teams that not only expects to get into the FHSAA postseason tournament every year, but win in the tournament. And I think we saw a couple of areas where Wekiva really needs to work on. And at the top of the list was the serve. Didn't see quite as many in that 3rd set, but that 1st and 2nd set, Southlake certainly put a hurting on Wekiva. I know they were in double digits, both of those combined for both of the first 2 sets. And I think Wekiva also, I don't think it's necessarily an issue of Wekiva defending. They just need to get better at that serve, be able to match, reach that same level as Southlake.
Yeah, you saw a lot of, expert level moves from Southlake tonight. You saw precision timing, you saw precision placement. Things that the Mustangs are starting to gel on, but just are not able to string together consistently yet at this point in the season. But again, certainly a lot of experience built tonight for the Mustangs, and the Eagles demonstrate why they have the reputation that they do in Central Florida volleyball. So again, our thanks to you for joining us tonight on YouTube Live as well as the NFHS Network. We will be back tomorrow night for football as the Mustangs host Ocoee. That's going to be an interesting one. Ocoee is not a team on paper that is ranked and favored to win. However, they very nearly upset the number 1 team in the Sentinel Super 16, the Apopka Blue Darters, last week, and so who knows what tricks they have up their sleeves. To be completely honest, I don't know what to expect out of tomorrow night, just given how much Ocoee stunned everyone with their performance last week, and they may very well be a team that is better than they are on paper. So we'll be looking forward to that. We'll start our coverage about 6:45. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock tomorrow night from Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. Your next volleyball game is going to be a week from Monday. Of course, we mentioned that there are several opportunities to catch volleyball on the road between now and then, but your next broadcast from us on this channel will be a week from Monday as the Mustangs get ready to host actually Ocoee as well, just like with our next football game. So I want to thank Neil Fisher from the Apopka Chief joining me tonight, as he has for the last 14 seasons, to cover Mustang athletic action. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, wishing you a good night and a great week.